Yeah, this movie smells bad. Mulan is a live-action adaptation of Disney's 1998 animated film of the same name based on a Chinese folklore, and this time it is an actual remake, not a shot-for-shot live-action version of the original movie. For better or worse, they changed quite a few things, mostly for the worst. So anyways, what are the differences? The biggest differences between the live action and the original is that this remake focuses more on war. They tried to make it more realistic. They took all the fun and enjoyment out of the original, so the musical and mushu is completely removed to quote-unquote commit to the realism of a journey. And also it might offend some Chinese people. Nonetheless, I think it was a great decision, but poorly executed. I'll get to that later. A realistic CGI dragon cracking jokes will be really annoying. As much as I love mushu, it will be really stupid. It only works in an animated movie. Now, I was actually interested in watching this more realistic version of Mulan. The original version of Mulan explores warfare and some really dark stuff. It changes tone a lot. One scene you'll see everyone singing and dancing, and then all of a sudden it just goes really dark and serious. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like this story should have been more serious. So I was interested in watching this more serious version of the story, but I can't take anything in this remake seriously. Everything is just fantasy bullshit, like people of China speaking English, which you can turn yourself into a bird, into people, into like 1,000 birds, a CGI'd phoenix, everyone is walking on walls, and there's not a single drop of blood in this movie. I know it's not supposed to be an accurate war drama, it is popcorn bullshit for children, but at least try to commit to the idea you're going for. Before we get to the next part, according to YouTube statistics, only a small number of people who watches my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free, you can always unsubscribe. So enjoy the video. The movie starts with Mulan as a child, and she's straight up superhero now. Like she's born with Chi, some kind of superpower. So basically in this version, she's not gonna grow into a warrior, she is just gifted. Grandmother character is replaced with a little sister for some reason. Like she has nothing to do with the story, she doesn't do anything, she's just there. If you remove her from the movie will stay the same. I don't remember her name, I don't even remember if she had a name. She has a British accent, and they don't even try to hide the fact that she has a different accent.
What happened when he fell off the roof?
Apparently the filmmakers wanted to add an extra incentive for her to join the army. What? Her father was injured, and if he goes to war, he'll probably die. I think that's a good enough reason for her to join the army. You don't have to make unnecessary changes to add extra incentive. So anyways, then her father tells her that when she grows up, she has to hide all her Jedi powers because it's only useful to warriors, not to daughters. And the bad guys wants to take over China, and the witch lady is helping them, even though she's strong enough to do it herself. The empire wants a man from every family to join the Chinese army, but Mulan's father is too old and injured and has no chance of survival. So at night time, Mulan takes his armor and sword and runs away to join in his place under disguise as his son. Now will be a good time to compare this to the original version. In the animated version, Mulan takes her father's sword, she cuts her long hair, she puts on the armor. You understand the importance of this scene and how important this choice is for her. This literally defines her character. This could end her life and bring dishonor to her family. This whole sequence is beautifully animated. So how does the remake do it? That's it. That's the scene. Then Mulan reaches camp where Danny Yan shows his cool ninja moves. The action in this movie is not that bad sometimes. It's pretty good. What ruins the action is the god-awful editing. Sometimes it is so bad it gives me a headache. In the animated version, there was a huge pool. Li Shang shoots an arrow at the top of the pool and tells everyone to reach the arrow. They all fell, but Mulan figures out a smart way to do it. In this remake, the pool is replaced with mountain climbing, and the commander makes them walk up the mountain with buckets of water. Instead of just finding a smart way to do this, she just uses her superpowers. Very inspiring, guys. Well done. So the battle begins and Mulan gets lost somehow, and she met the witch lady and they fight.
Round 1, fight!
And there's thin ice for some level of stake, but it literally goes nowhere. She's standing on ice that is too thin to support her weight, but nothing happens. Now Mulan gets back to the battlefield without any armor, because that is cool. The witch lady turns herself into 1,000 birds and attacks the Chinese army, while bad guys are launching explosives at them. So Mulan gets on a horse, picks up a couple of helmets, travels across the land behind the enemy, sets up the helmets so they think there's more than one soldier there, and the bad guys decides to turn a catapult her way, except they miss by a miles up the mountain and causes an avalanche. How is she able to sit behind them unseen? And there's no reason at all why, being targeted by few arrows by unseen enemies, they would turn around their heavy equipments. They have a whole rest of the army. They can just go and storm the rock. So anyways, then Mulan reveals herself and gets expelled for it. Then the witch lady comes to Mulan and tells her there's another attack that's gonna happen and asks her to join her side. Mulan rejects, and the witch lady doesn't kill her for it, because why would she do that? That doesn't really make any sense. Mulan goes back to the camp, tells the army there's another attack that's gonna happen. At first they don't believe her, but then they're like, okay, we believe you. Now would be a good time to compare this to the original movie again. Li Shang's character is completely removed. Instead, we have a love interest who is the same rank as Mulan, because it is apparently inappropriate to have romantic feelings for someone who is lower ranked than you. Even though Mulan and Li Shang's relationship didn't officially start until after she finished serving in the army. And the reason why Li Shang's position in the original matters, because it was Li Shang's decision to expel Mulan. Having a random commander expelling her won't have the same impact. And then they reach the city and Mulan fights her way to the palace, and the witch lady tells her that the emperor is taken hostage and she guides her to the location. Now I have no idea as why she would do that. For some reason she is just guiding Mulan from one plot point to another. The witch lady tells Borikhan that Mulan is coming his way. Why would she do that? I guess she's good now. But we saw Mulan dodging arrows multiple times. She could have easily dodged this one as well. But the writers don't need the witch anymore, so why bother? And then they have this very emotional scene. Oh look, I can totally feel what she's feeling right now. That is now how people die. Dead people don't close their eyes when they die. When the brain dies, it is not like a computer hard drive shutting down. And what was Borikhan doing? Was he just looking at them? Why didn't he shot another arrow? He could have easily killed her. Then Mulan fights Borikhan for 3 minutes. In the original, Mulan uses her strength and intelligence to defeat him. But in this one, she just uses her Jedi powers.
I stole your sword. I stole your armor.
Oh, she's so awful. Anyways, the movie ends, happy ending. Yay, I guess. People started boycotting Mulan because the lead actress Liu Wei-fi, I tried, expressed support for the Hong Kong police on social media.
It sounds like someone posting cringe!
Now, I don't think that's a good reason not to watch this movie. I mean, it's the actress saying this, not the movie. I usually think it's a good idea to separate art from the artist. A lot of other people have worked on this movie as well. That being said, she sucks in this movie. One of the worst part of this film was the lead actress, and that's not really a good thing. I mean, I get it. Acting is hard. It's not like it's her job or anything. It's not like she's getting paid millions of dollars. It's not like people with actual talent would die to have the same opportunity as her, right? As far as I know, Mulan was the first Disney princess to actually kill people and fight for herself. And you know what was so good about it? It wasn't on your fucking face. Mulan didn't have to say I'm a woman every 5 seconds to prove that women are just as strong as men. She just got shit done. She did not act like she was better than everyone else. She was just trying to bring honor to her family. Taking her father's place in the world to save his life uses the difference of her being a woman as she struggles to become strong enough to fight, never overshadows or undermines the man. She is simply trying to do what is right. In the end, she tries to offer to her father the treasure she got from the emperor as a gift to bring honor to her family, only to find out that she herself was more precious to him than anything else. When you take this character and throw everything that's interesting about her out of the window and replace it with chi and shit, people are gonna be pissed off. The reason why everyone likes Mulan is because she's an ordinary girl. It's not because she's a Jedi or the chosen one. In this remake, she is just a lame, uninteresting, uncharismatic character. She is less of a character, more of a blank page. Reminds me of other character I don't like. If you are making a remake that's not at least as good as the original, then why even make a remake on the first place? One of the best part about the animated movie was the musicals. What aspect the original has that's the same caliber as that? Nothing. If you want to make something different, then go for it. It's fine to make something different, but you are not just changing things, you are completely ignoring literally everything that made the original successful. So why even adopt it if you don't give a shit about anything that made the original successful or fun to watch or appeal to any audience? Why even use the same intellectual property? Like, I get it, money and brand recognition, I get that. If you're not going to make something that the fan of the original would enjoy in any sense, then what is the point of using that brand? Because the people you're supposed to be luring in as audience members because they recognize the brand, you're completely isolating them. The point of a remake is try to correct issues with the original by making something better or fixing something. If you're not gonna try and do any of these things, then what's the point of making a remake? You know, I've been thinking what live-action remake Disney will do next.
Oh boy, I can't wait for the live-action remake of Cars. I wanna watch the live-action Frozen.
Oh no. Please no.